Ain't no way these are the abilities. Ain't no way these are the abilities of the new agent. With the new agent right around the corner, we do have some leaks and I want to talk about them. Now, of course, huge shout out to Konga. He obviously didn't leak, but I personally became aware of it because of his video. So I wanted to look at it and then I wanted to give you guys my opinion. A lot of these leaks are, or I think all of these leaks are translated from Chinese. So take it with a grain of salt. These could all be cap, but historically, most of the time they're true. The biggest thing right off the bat is almost everyone believed the new agent was going to be a controller, and that's just not happening. It seems like the new agent will be a sentinel. Again, not confirmed, but very likely with the leaks this close to the release of the agent or unveiling of the agent, which should happen over the Champs finale, right after Champs finale, we are likely to have pretty accurate leaks. We have this silhouette, and a lot of people thought he'd be a controller, but I'm pretty sure maybe he's holding a shorty on that one hand, and on the other hand, it looks like he's spinning almost like a shuriken. I'm not too sure what it is, but he seems to be spinning something, and he seems to be a sentinel. Now, Agent 29 is supposed to be a sentinel from West Africa, and is supposed to be a suppression type agent who has gained extraordinary powers due to genetic mutation. So I don't really know. I don't really know what that means. He's supposed to break the conventional combat rules, which probably means there's something new, maybe a new debuff or something along those lines. And no matter what tactics or technology the enemy employs, they become meaningless in his presence. Ugh, you know what I mean? So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It says that your marksmanship is the only guarantee of survival. So a suppression is a big one. Like Sentinel KO is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like some sort of Sentinel KO from West Africa. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling right now. All right, let's yap about the first ability. So the very first ability is supposed to be 200 credits, and it says C. Equip a Vortex Energy Ball. Press shoot to place it on the ground. While within skill range and aiming at the vortex, you can reactivate it to teleport to the vortex's location. During the purchase phase, the energy ball can be retrieved and redeployed. So I'm thinking like a chamber TP, but because they specify while aiming at the vortex you can reactivate, that's what I'm understanding, like, and also within skills range. So I feel like the teleport seems like a much weaker version of chambers, but then again, like, if we think about all the teleports in the game, so I'm thinking it's gonna be closest to an Omen teleport. That's what I'm thinking right now. It's gonna be closest to an Omen teleport, but no matter what, teleports themselves, think Yoru, Omen, Chamber, they are all different, but still it's some sort of subsection of a teleport. So while it's fun to imagine, the agent is too close to release to care that much. So for the most part, we can just say a sentinel who TPs. That's what I'm saying so far off the get-go. The next ability is Q, and it's supposed to cost 200 credits. Equip a fragment of mutated slime. Okay. Press shoot to throw it. Upon impact, the fragment deploys as a trap, trapping enemies passing through. Trapped enemies are deafened and corrupted. The trap can be destroyed by enemies before it activates. Okay, so let's think that through. Equip a slime, so let's pretend, I don't know, gecko slime, okay? I don't know why, but okay, we're taking gecko slime and you throw it. The minute it hits, it deploys. The fragment deploys as a trap, and it traps everyone in there. So pretend kind of like Fade, you know, when you throw it, you immediately, whoever's, or maybe Deadlock, the net, it's within that area, that's when they get trapped. When they're trapped, they're both deafened and corrupted. This does seem strong, and I'm imagining already synergy. Let's say I'm Yoru ulting and I'm going in, they're throwing that slime. If it hits someone and they're deafened, I can actually come out of the ult from behind, and that's also where I'm thinking where the TP is going to synergize. I wonder if you can play aggressive by almost throwing that TP. I don't know the range or exactly how it would work, but I wonder if you can like throw that TP far, get them deafened, use that TP. Because they're deafened, they won't hear you, TP behind them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already imagining these plays, but I have no idea. Like, I wish I could somehow give you guys what I'm imagining, but I'm going to try my best to use my words to describe, because I do wonder if we're gonna have like a hybrid aggressive sentinel or not. But it seems interesting, especially with the like corrupted and the description. Does that mean like if I get people like in, we can't have them TP out? Let's pretend we trap a Yoru or a Chamber, they can't like TP out because Is that what it means to get corrupted? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's interesting. It's still unclear, but it is an interesting agent. But if we're thinking of like throwing a trap and TPing, it's not super Sentinel-like quite yet. Well, I guess a trap is, but you know, we're lacking some substantial map control. Okay, so E is supposed to cost 100 credits. Equip the Phage. Press shoot to deploy it to the target location. After deployment, use the skill again to activate it. Okay, so we're throwing something, or we're deploying something by shooting, which means we're likely going to throw it. And after deployment, you can use the skill again. Now, when it just says deploy, so I don't know if you're going to place it right under you or if it's a small range. That's the thing. We don't understand the ranges of these abilities. But okay, you can use the skill again to activate it. But what happens when you activate it? Once activated, the Phage will destroy any device that can bounce off the player or be destroyed naturally by gunfire. The Phage can be destroyed by enemies. What the hell does that mean? I do not know, especially because it says Phage will destroy any device that can bounce off the player or be destroyed naturally by gunfire. What do they mean device? Is device like mistranslated here? I'm not entirely sure, because if device, so we think technical, I'm going to roll it back a bit. Does that mean if Killjoy is throwing a molly, it will like absorb the molly? You know what I mean? Like, will like, is it supposed to stop post-plant stuff? You know what I mean? Like, this one is incredibly unclear. So it just makes me wonder if it's just anti-utility in general, because I don't think device, I think we shouldn't think about the word device too much. I think it's anything that can bounce off of things, meaning bounce off the player or bounce off of anything, or something that can be shot by the enemy. So I think most of all abilities, or a lot of abilities, will get countered by this, and I think it could be a good thing. I think it might be an agent that is being placed in to reduce ability spam. That's how I'm seeing it. Alright though, but what's the ult? What is the ult looking like? Well, X instantly enters a fully mutated form. Like, bro, what are you doing? Enters a fully mutated form is crazy. Gaining the combat enhancement effect and regeneration ability. And becoming immune to all forms of negative effects. Bro, they want him to be the anti-ability agent. Like, I don't know, we become mutated. We get combat enhancement, so I'm thinking something like Reyna, but instead of like, but I don't know, because there's also regeneration ability, so is it like a Reyna ult a little bit? And then you become immune to all negative effects, so you can't get flashed, you can't get slowed, you can't like, do you actually just become like a steamroller? You know what I mean? Like, to me, it feels like a spin on Reyna's ult, because think about it, you ult as Reyna, and you know how you can dismiss to kind of go through abilities, and you start steamrolling? I feel they're trying to build something like that on the Sentinel. But this is a Sentinel, not a duelist. So if we're talking about all the abilities put together, and we're chaining these from the start to finish, am I crazy to think it's a little bit of aggressive Sentinel? I mean, Clove has had massive success. Not only are they extremely strong, but people like playing Clove because you can play aggressive. And I feel like they are leaning this way, but the aggressive also negates abilities? I don't know, man. This is seeming a little bit crazy. But with that being said, agents do tend to seem crazy on paper, but it's all about balance. So Teo seemed crazy, and guess what? He broke the game. Valorant was broken, but then nerfed, and no longer do I see Teo. So I don't see balance and paper, you know, what we see on paper, to really match up. But the agent has the potential to be crazy, like most agents do, depending on the numbers and what everything interacts. Like, there seems to be a lot to test with this agent, and you already know, if I get the chance, I will be testing everything I can with this agent. It's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think this agent will be interesting because it seems on paper, despite numbers, they are designed to mess with Valorant. They are designed to shake up the meta, designed to change the game, and that is exciting, at least in my opinion.